Let's talk about the Switch 2 and the new Pro Controller. If you're looking for an excuse or you need a little persuasion, I'm here. Or maybe you're just curious to see the new Nintendo gear. But I'm also going to tell you why you probably don't need it at all. I want to start off by saying if you want to play the new Mario Kart, just buy the Switch 2. There's no other way. That's it. You're done. Stop watching. Don't stop watching. But before I continue talking about the Switch, I want to talk about the Pro Controller. Because this thing is hands down way better than the original Pro Controller. And you might not know that, and you might not notice, because when I went to EB Games, GameStop for you, the guy in front of me asked, "Hey man, is there a point of me getting the new Pro Controller?" And then the clerk was like, "Nah, there's just an additional C button." He was wrong. False. Cut him some slack. It was new. Maybe he didn't know. Whatever. We're not talking about him. We're talking about this. I got 3 reasons why this thing is totally bonkers. And let me tell you. The first one. It's got a headphone port. Sometimes I'm playing on a monitor with cheap speakers, and honestly, it just sucks. Audio plays such a big role to make you feel immersed into the game. Even if you just put the Switch on the table and use the controller, just, chilling. Or if you're just trying to play with not bothering anybody, I would say a game changer, to be honest, for me. Second reason you may not care for at first, because honestly, I didn't, are these GR and GL buttons, which are mappable and customizable to whatever buttons you want. Now, they're not new buttons. There's no game right now that is just using that, at least not to my knowledge. I was having trouble playing a level in Prince of Persia that required me to quickly double tap this little joystick, but my hands were doing other things, so it was kind of really hard. That's when it clicked. You can go into the menu and literally choose the back buttons to be anything you want, which I made clicking the right stick. And what's really cool, it will save your GL and GR buttons to whatever game you mapped it to, not just whatever you told the Switch to. It's specific per game. Not many people know this, but you can actually change any button you want, anything on the controller. It's right there. And 3, it just feels really nice to hold, and maybe that's not your forte or you don't care, but honestly, when you pick something up and you're like, wow, you want to use it more, especially when it's got the other little skinnamarink-doos. The sticks feel better, everything feels better, the buttons feel better. I know it's got the C button. Honestly, I haven't even used it or cared to use it. It's for the game chat feature, but you can just map it to anything else you want. The only thing that this thing is missing is the same kind of rumble that the PlayStation 5 controllers have, because that has like tension. I don't even know how to say it. There's just resistance in there. I wish this had that. Something I want to figure out, but I'm not going to, is if there is a hidden message inside these controllers like there is in the original Pro Controller. I feel like people are not going to want to tamper with this and unscrew it just because. One slightly annoying thing is this matte finish really likes to hold on to that oil in your hand. So I like to wash my hands with dish soap every time I touch my technology because it removes a lot of oil, but still it'll still get on. You'll touch your face, you'll go here, and you'll have to clean it. Use a microfiber cloth. Now for the Switch 2. Now, if you don't play Mario Kart, like I said, you don't need it. Unless you want to play games at like a faster and better frame rate, graphically improved, gorgeous, more adjectives. This thing has it. There are certain games like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and these other games that I'm going to show you that have a graphical update. That is not just so it looks better, it plays better, does everything better. It went from something that was good already and just makes it gorgeous. But what I have to say about the Pokemon games, specifically Scarlet and Violet, this game is actually playable now. In fact, I couldn't play the last version because there were too many glitches and bugs. It kept pulling me away from feeling immersed in the game, and now it looks gorgeous. Some upgrades were free. Pokemon Scarlet had a free update. They knew they screwed up. And games like Super Smash Bros., they load faster. Unless you have the most expensive Nintendo expansion pass, you gotta pay a couple extra bucks for the Zelda games. Just to quickly say, this thing is capable of 120 Hz 4K. Not all the games are 120 Hz. In fact, I don't know if there's any games right now. Maybe something inside that tutorial game that nobody's buying. A lot of people are comparing it to the PS4 Pro. It's a Nintendo. Nintendo's always like the generation behind, but they innovate. What did they innovate about the Switch 2? Let me tell you, nothing. Actually, you can use your Joy-Cons as a mouse. It's actually pretty cool, especially when you're playing games like Fortnite. I like that they put little skates at the bottom of this attachment. Use a mouse pad, guys, if you want to preserve that. I didn't feel any lag or interruptions while using this. I didn't use it for long, but I still played like Fortnite for half an hour. It's really fun using this mouse thing. The Joy-Cons are actually fantastic. If I'm going to show myself, check this out. Okay, don't do that. Let's do one at a time, folks. They've got a new mechanism on the side. It actually feels really good. These are magnets. It's very satisfying. They don't have any Hall effects. If you don't know what Hall effects is, it's okay. You don't need to know. I didn't know. It just means that this thing will still have stick drift. I actually had an issue with this dust cap cover. It flipped over. It was easily fixed. I just needed to grab tweezers and like plop it back out. But that's a thing, and I'm a little bit worried about that in the future. The screen looks great, although it's not OLED. It still looks really good with this HDR technology that they have. It's plastic. I put a glass screen protector over, so it kind of feels more premium. I never wanted to put screen protectors on my things because I want to see the device the way it was intended to be seen, but this one you really don't notice while you're playing the games. But if you notice a border, just keep in mind I splacked on a screen protector. Cutting myself off here just to say, if you don't know me, I'm Johnny, and if I had an ad, I didn't put it right here, but I don't. So I'm going to use this time to tell you that this Pokemon's name, Duskull, is literally just saying like, it's the skull. Carry on. The kickstand rocks. It's very functional. I don't know if I feel like it's gonna break or not. Also, little hack, you can put it vertically. Like, I mean, if you play Tetris, you're not gonna buy a Switch for Tetris, but if you do buy a Switch and you wanna play Tetris or pinball, Pokemon Pinball, maybe that's coming back out, you don't need the Switch 2. Unless you want to feel a premium Nintendo experience. Something you've never felt before, because it usually feels like a little kiddish. It's okay, because it's mostly cartoons. But now you don't have to play only cartoons. Look, there's Cyberpunk 2077. I haven't played that yet, but it looks good. I'm going to play it soon. I just spent all my money on Switch 2, so I got to kind of slow down on the games and take a breather. Do it with me. Breathe. The eShop is absolutely one of the biggest improvements on the Switch 2. Look how fast it is. And the game's increased in price too. You also got to buy yourself a new memory card. If it makes that sound, it's a keeper. Don't look at me like that. You probably keep some empty boxes in your room. You're as weird as me. Now you're probably asking, is it worth the price? Well, what I have to say about that is I absolutely don't regret buying it at all. I love this thing. And second, it's annoying that it's so expensive, but it's the only way you're gonna play Mario Kart, Pokemon, and stuff like that. Speaking about Pokemon, if you want to start playing the new Pokemon games, you might have to get the Switch 2, because they might not be making games to go back onto the Switch 1. You might be annoyed by that, but they didn't ever go backwards compatible with new games. When a new console came out, they always made new Pokemon games for the new console. There's a couple games that I am playing on this, and I actually only bought because I had the Switch 2. I bought the new Prince of Persia, which came out in 2024, not too long ago. It's a Switch 1 game. I'm playing it on Switch 2. I'm going to be playing Scarlet finally again. Obviously, I'm going to be playing Donkey Kong when it comes out. That's a big one. What's cool is that Donkey Kong is going to have a cool co-op feature that you can connect your Switch 1 to. It's like a stream play thing. Trying to get one isn't as difficult as you'd think. Like, there is still some in stock places. I didn't even have to go at 5:30 in the morning. It was eventful. We got everybody donuts. I heard people had problems when they switched over their data from Switch 1 to Switch 2, but honestly, it was pretty seamless for me. Maybe it was just like a time of day thing, a server thing. It took me 10 minutes to download Mario Kart. Very important you transfer over your data, because some people have lost their Pokemon because they didn't do that. So it goes back to the question, do you need the Switch 2? Absolutely not at all. You really don't, especially if you're not going to be playing newer games. If you're going to just be playing older games, which there are really good older games, like I said, I'm playing Prince of Persia, you're totally fine. You don't have to do anything. Just play the games that run good on that. If you want to move on to something, get the new thing, because there's new things that you want, not because it's new. Get the Switch 2 and definitely the Pro Controller. Oh, also YouTube doesn't work on the Switch 2. So if you used to watch YouTube on your Switch, it's game over. If you have any questions, comment below. I'll answer them. Join the Discord, subscribe to the channel, and if you really want to be crazy, join the Sparkly Crew. Go watch that video, and if not, watch this one. YouTube thinks you should watch this one, and I think you should watch both of them. So bye. I just want to talk to you about our Lord and Savior Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom is probably one of the best Sonic shows ever made.